Hi everyone, this is Marlene Adzima, your instructor for COM1150 Public Speaking. Since Red Rocks is closing on Wednesday, January 18th due to inclement weather, I wanted to post this video tour of the course that'll take you through all the content in D2L, and feel free to email me with any questions about anything. I do use D2L extensively, so I thought this video could be helpful in terms of showing you around where to find things. So after I make this video, I'll add a new announcement, but you'll see here the original welcome announcement has my contact information, my office hours, a link to the syllabus, and a picture of the textbook. So I'll talk a little bit more about the textbook in class, but the textbook is available in the bookstore and also available to rent through several online companies. I also keep a copy on reserve in the library, so you're welcome to go and do the reading there on the Lakewood campus. Here next is the content tab, and if you click on that, you will see information about the course. Here at the top, if you're not familiar with D2L or you're new, this is a great self-paced online orientation. I encourage you to look at that. Here's the syllabus, so please make sure you read the syllabus thoroughly and bring any questions you have to class when we meet next Monday. Here's my contact information, sorry. Again, this is on the front page as well. I have office hours right after class on Monday and Wednesday, so I'm happy to meet with you right after class if these time frames work, or I'm available to meet with you at other times. We can meet in person over Zoom or on the phone. If you need to meet with me, let's talk and set up a time. If we continue down, here's information about the communication lab. So the communication lab is available to all Red Rock students for help with tutoring with speech preparation. So presentations across the curriculum. COM 1150 students are required to visit the COM lab, as we call it, before your second graded speech. And so I will talk about this more in class. You can also visit the COM lab for subsequent speeches to earn extra credit. We'll talk about this as we get into the semester, and you'll see the assignment. Here's the hours, a link to the web page, and we'll watch this video in class and walk over to the lab. In this course, we will be forming master groups, and I'll talk about this more. Here's the assignment description if you want to look, but basically this is a group that you will travel through the class with, and you'll give your speeches on the same days and you'll run the classes on the same days. The grade's a completion grade, so your grade isn't tied to the other people in that group. It's just tied to your participation. So if we continue down here, I'll talk about the self-evaluation format when we get there, but you'll see here these weekly modules. And so this information is what you need for this first week. And I will link to this in the announcement on the home page, but I'll have you fill out your introduction form. That's just for me. And then complete the syllabus quiz, which is about the syllabus. So I encourage you to do that on Wednesday. As you read the syllabus, go ahead and do the syllabus quiz, but you have until January 23rd, and it stays open till January 25th. So you have a 48-hour grace period on that to get that completed. And then you can scroll through and see the different weeks and what we're doing. So next week on Monday, we'll be talking about chapter 1, and here's what we'll be addressing in class. Please bring a pen or pencil and some paper, and we'll review your first speaking assignment. And then next Wednesday is your first speaking assignment, which is an introductory speech, and it's a credit, no credit speech, so don't let that freak you out. We'll talk about it on Monday. Super straightforward speech. You can see more about it in the module, and I'll show you. I put my PowerPoints in the weekly module list as well, and anything else I'm using in class. So you can look through these weeks, or if you happen to miss class, you can look at that particular week and see what you missed. If you continue down, you'll see a module for each of our speeches. So the first speech, as I mentioned, is a self-introductory speech. These 3 things, you're just going to talk about something that 3 things really that describe who you are. something from your past, something from your present, something from your future. So pretty straightforward, super short, a couple minutes. And the evaluation for that one's credit, no credit, but I do include a rubric just so you can see what that looks like. And then you can look at all the rest of the speech modules. We give 5 graded speeches in here, and you can look at those if you're curious, but we'll talk about them all in class. They generally have an assignment sheet, an evaluation. I do the evaluation in the embedded rubric in D2L, but you can take a look at it here, and then outline format, topics, etc. So that's the content down here along the left. Some information about research, note cards, some sample speeches. Here's my PowerPoint slideshows, and you can look at that if you are curious to see a PowerPoint, or you think, oh, here's some chapters I want to go back and look at. It's all in there, and maybe you can't remember the week that we talked about that. In addition to the CommLab extra credit, there's a couple other extra credit options. So you can explore that on your own. The assignments tab is where you'll hand in assignments for the class. So primarily your self-evaluations and your preliminary outlines. And so you see here, I'm just viewing this as a student. So that's why you see that it's, I'll update that one. That's why that's looking like that. So you can see there everything you need to hand in, and I'll show you how to hand in something when we're in class. You basically just click on it and upload your file. Oops, it doesn't want to play nicely with me here. So if you click on that, and then you'll just upload your file and then click submit. And so we'll talk about that in class. We won't use the discussions forum unless for some reason something happens that we need to change things up. Here's the quizzes tab, and you'll find the syllabus quiz under here and the midterm and the final. And then I have a course evaluation. So we have a midterm in March and a final, both in D2L, in addition to the other assignments, speech, class participation activities, etc. And then here's where I'll post the grades. And so I will keep these up to date as we go so that you can see what your grades look like. Here's the class list, and this is a great way to contact me. So I'm at the top right here. So if you just click that and click on internal messaging, it will connect send right to me. You can send me the message and click send. So that's a nice little easy way to reach me there. Here's the mail messaging. Please internal message, and that's internal messaging within D2L. Please use the class list link here because I have 2 identities in the D2L messaging, one as a instructor and one as a department chair. And when students click on this, the email message or the email identity that comes up first is the department chair. So that goes to a different D2L identity. And so I do have them forwarded to my Red Rocks email, but I have to go and get them, log out and go get them in the other one. So it's just a convenience thing for me if you could just use this or just email me directly at my Red Rocks email. And then finally here, I will track attendance. And so if you're curious about your attendance data, you can look here. You're not graded on attendance, as you'll see in the syllabus, but I will track it. And your participation is evaluated through class participation activities. So, and I'll talk about them more when I see you on Monday. But that's just a brief overview of D2L. Please email me any questions that you have about anything, and I look forward to meeting you in class next week.